Hello and welcome. What is up, Spinal Hygiene Warriors? This is kind of a surprise interview. It's a guest interview, but I'm super excited because I think we're going to learn a lot today. A friend of mine, Dr. Peter Goldman, who is the founder, if I'm not mistaken, of the zone technique. Is that correct?
It is correct. Dr. Thurman Fleet, who, in my opinion, was the greatest chiropractor ever, but that doesn't matter. That's a different conversation. But the point is, spectacular chiropractor. His results were insane. He practiced in San Antonio, Texas in the 30s, 40s, 50s, like that.
Wow.
The police in San Antonio actually had to reroute traffic patterns in order to accommodate the people going to his office. So
wow.
He wasn't like, hey, I'm having a special event. He's like, hey, my hours today are like 1 to 5. And the
Isn't
police
that
were
awesome?
directing traffic as if, there were 18,000 people going to a concert at an arena. He actually had to move his practice 3 times because he kept breaking the fire codes. He had like too many people in his waiting room and stuff. But anyway, he made in 1931 what's called zone therapy. I grew up in New York City, and my chiropractor that I went to since I was a very little kid was a direct student of Dr. Fleet, just a legendary chiropractor / healer in New York City. He's the reason I became a chiropractor. He was my main mentor. He taught me a huge percentage of what I know about healing, chiropractic, metaphysics, etc. So basically, I've had many experiences from my mentors studying Dr. Fleet's zone therapy. I've done martial arts at a very high level my whole life. I've studied metaphysics since I was 16. So I kind of took all the different influences I've had, including the kind of zone therapy mentors I had, and I created Zone Technique, which is based to a large extent, or at least partially, on zone therapy, and has some other elements in it too.
That's really cool. And I'm looking forward to hearing this. How can we understand zone technique? Because I've heard of it, but have no idea really what it is. Like, how do you explain it to a chiropractor, but explain it where we can kind of, I know you do seminars and there's like, full weekends where we probably don't still understand the whole technique, but what would be the concept of it and how could we understand it a little better?
Great question. And by the way, when you said there's seminars that people wouldn't understand the whole technique, listen, I've been doing it since 1993. I still don't understand it fully. I mean, I have people coming to me who are on like liver transplant lists, and they come with a chief complaint of, hey, let's fix the liver up, and then it does get healed, and they're off the liver transplant list. I don't totally understand how that works. So there's a lot. I don't understand it.
Yeah, we're just dealing with a higher power.
So I agree with you 100%. Like if I turn the light on in the hotel room I'm in right now, I don't really know exactly how. I'm not an electrician, but I know how to do it. So I think for the same way, this great power, whatever people call this power, it's a great unknown power that we're tapping into. And it's kind of like electricity. We don't really understand electricity, but we kind of know how it works. So we can tap into it, and we know not to stick a nail in an outlet and get electrocuted, but you can like hook it up so you get a light. So I think like that. To answer your question specifically, 10 to 15 or maybe 20% of zone school is the zone technique. And 80% or so are the principles of healing at a very high level to let people do these, spectacular types of healings. The zone technique itself, which is a smaller part, and again, it's derived from zone therapy from Dr. Fleet, and I had a lot of other influences, so I tweaked it a little bit, and I named it Zone Technique. So I did found Zone Technique and the Zone School. It's like this. Most chiropractors believe, and I love everyone. I respect everyone. I'm happy for everyone. If someone's having a happy life and they're helping people, I have nothing to say. Period. That's it. If someone wants my help, I'm happy to help them. With that as a context, and a very sincere context, most chiropractors are under the assumption in the safety pin cycle context that the brain is sending out the right signals. So what happens is if there's subluxation, there's a misalignment. The chiropractor detects where the subluxation is, moves the bone back into place or something like that, depending what you do. And then it opens up the nerve flow. So now the brain can send a signal down the cord, through the nerve. Now there's no interference, no more subluxation, and it goes to the cells, whether it's the cells of the liver or a muscle or whatever. Okay.
Right.
That's the safety pin cycle. The zone technique doesn't look at it that way. The zone technique says, what if the brain is unbalanced? What if the brain is sending out the wrong signal in the first place? So who cares now that you've relieved the subluxation? All you've done is you've taken a faulty brain signal and let it go to where it's going. And as we know, as much as we love chiropractic, and I do, and you do, so we probably are, two of the biggest chiropractic cheerleaders around. And with that said, we know there's some people who get adjusted. There you go. I don't have as good.
This is my Friday uniform. My Fridays.
I gotta get my game up. As we know, as much as we love it, and we do, that there are some people who get adjusted regularly their whole life by very good chiropractors and get sick young and die. So there's like, whatever. Okay. Now,
Sure.
with that said, so the idea with the zone technique is we have to find out if the brain's sending the right signal in the first place.
That makes
So
sense.
there's points on the back of the head. And by the way, this is not SOT. A lot of people say, oh, is it SOT? No, it's not SOT. SOT has 21 points. It has 7 points across the nuchal line, 3 levels. There's 21 points in SOT, which tell you vastly different things anyway. The zone technique is 6 points across, not 21. And they tell me totally different things. So nothing, I mean, SOT is awesome. I'm just saying this is not SOT. So you feel the back of the head. There's points in the back of the head that relate to the 6 brain centers that control the glands, the eliminative organs, the nerves, the digestive system, the muscles, and the circulatory system. So I feel the back of the head. I know what's happening in the 6 brain centers. Now, if I'm like, oh, I'm just making this up. The glandular brain center is not working. So it's sending the wrong signals. Even if I put the bones in place, the glands are going to be faulty. I have to fix that brain center. Well, I'm not a brain surgeon. I can't like cut in the head and fix the center.
Right.
But there's points in the cord. And again, here's the difference. The cord, not the spinal column, but the spinal cord, that relate to the brain centers in question. So think of the body like an electrical machine. The brain's the positive pole, the cord's the negative pole. So most chiropractic techniques are intersegmental bone moving techniques, which is fine. This is great. Obviously, they get great results, okay?
Right.
But the zone technique is a spinal cord stimulation technique to heal the brain. So if I find that the glandular brain center is not working, I know 4 levels of the cord to stimulate. Now, I could stimulate it with a regular chiropractic adjustment. Someone could use an active. I mean, I don't use activator, but someone could use an activator. Someone could do a very light touch, harder adjustment.
Yep.
It makes no difference. As long as the 4 points are stimulated, the brain center will heal and now send the right signals out. Plus, you're putting the bones in place and relieving the subluxations. So that's the zone technique in summary.
The zones that you said 6 zones, correct?
Yes.
Now, do you know, do those correlate with any other type of, is it acupuncture or reflexology or anything else, or was it just founded through this technique?
It's a great question. Here's the answer. The first part of the answer is I don't know.
Gotcha.
The second part of the answer is I've been studying this and using this technique nonstop since 1993. So from what I know, no, there's no correlation between reflexology, meridians, and acupuncture.
Yep.
Whatever. But there may be. In the zone school, we have 550 people, worldwide, growing quickly. I have many docs in zone school who are formerly or still kind of high-level activator docs, AK docs, SOT docs, functional med docs, chiropractic neurologists, and I hear pretty much every day, hey, Dr. Pete, it's amazing. All the zone stuff is matching up with my AK findings, my activator check findings. So I just wanted to throw in there, although I'm not aware of like a meridian reflexology connection, it always adds up with like the AK stuff. So just throwing it.
That's cool. No, that's really cool. And what it also sounds to me like, there's at least some correlation in, I have a good friend who's a chiropractic neurologist under Carrick. They stimulate certain areas of the brain through, like you said, the chiropractic adjustment, through stimulation in other areas. So how do you know what to stimulate or where?
Exactly. So I'll just list some of the points. I don't want people to start doing this, but
Right.
So, for example, like to fix the digestive brain center, it's C4, T4, T8, L4.
So you'll learn areas to stimulate.
Yeah, you could even write them on a little piece of paper or put them on your wall until you memorize them.
That makes sense.
To fix the circulatory brain center is C6, T2, T10, L1. And the list goes on. But I'll tell you something about Carrick and the chiropractic neurologist. And again, I really got to say this with the utmost respect. I just want to say it because it's a fact. I have many patients who come to me. I'm not talking about the zone school. I mean patients that come to my office who have had some pretty severe problems and have gone through the run with chiropractic neurologists and are just not healed.
Yeah.
And they get zone sessions for freaking 3 weeks and they're totally healed. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, but it's a fact. What
do, kind of rolling off what you just said there, what does a treatment plan time or response from the patient time look like? Is that different for everyone? Or?
It is. It's a great question. This is what I tell people. A patient comes into me, I say, look, I want you to come weekly until you're all better. Now, what does all better mean? All better means 2 things. If a patient comes into me, Dr. Tabor, and they're like, hey, Dr. Pete, I have migraine headaches, I have IBS, and I have panic attacks. Those are my 3 chief complaints: migraine headaches, panic attacks, and IBS. Well, if they come to me, X amount of times and, we're sitting there in 2 months, they're like, oh, my digestion is perfect. I have 0 panic attacks and my head feels perfect 24/7. Plus, I am objectively telling their zones are clear.
Mm-hmm.
They're done. Now, of course, they can do maintenance after that. Obviously, I don't have to say that. Now, obviously, I'm a chiropractor. I don't treat disease. I don't treat symptoms. I don't diagnose disease. I balance the body so it can heal itself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And to expand on that, to answer your question specifically, everyone heals at their own rate. Some people come once. Some people come for 4 months. Some people come for 3 weeks. Some people come for a month and a half.
Right.
But I will tell you, it's interesting. D.D. Palmer, and who couldn't love D.D. Palmer? He's the founder of chiropractic. He defined chiropractic. No one knows more about chiropractic than him. He freaking made it.
Right.
He said to his students in 1897, when he graduated the first class at Palmer in 1897, he said, I've taught you how to do this. Go out and do it. If it takes you more than 5 visits to heal the most drastic cases, you're doing something wrong. Come back for a refresher course. And B.J. Palmer said, the goal is a one adjustment wonder. I mean, he said it doesn't always happen, but
right.
B.J. Palmer said that. So, again, the thing is this. From my perspective, if a patient, we'll just use that example, IBS, headaches, panic attacks, just as a random example, because those are 3 things that come into me as chief complaints all the time.
Wow.
By the way, as I told you when we spoke before, 80% of my patients on the first visit, new patient form, chief complaint is non-musculoskeletal. But anyway, that example of those 3, again, if they came 3 times, three visits with me, and they go, oh, my head feels perfect, panic attacks are deleted out of my life, and my digestion is perfect, and their zones are clear. Good, okay, let's do maintenance.
Right.
Or maybe it'll take 3 freaking months. I don't know. I just do it until that happens.
Well, one of the things I really like that you mentioned, of course, subjectively, we want them to say they're better, but you have the objective findings that you can correlate with subjective to know that they're better.
Totally, 100%. 100%.
That's awesome, because a lot of chiropractors, we crave that. We want the objective finding to be able to show the patient that they're better. To have that built into your technique is a really, neat thing.
I find this, by the way, just to tell you, I want to just add one thing. I agree with you totally, by the way. It's a beautiful thing when the patient's like, hey, I feel amazing. And from my perspective, I know that they're objectively are clear.
Right.
I find most patients don't even care about the objective finding. I mean, I'll show it to them if they want to see it. I'm glad I have it.
Yeah.
But most people, hey, man, my digestion has been horrible for 10 years. It's perfect now. Thank you so much. They're enough for them.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Well, cool deal. Well, we've been on here for almost 15 minutes here talking about zone technique, which I think is awesome, sounding, really neat. I think a lot of people that are listening want to learn more about it. How would we do that?
There's a few options. So first of all, the Zone School website is zonetechnique.com. Zonetechnique.com is the Zone School website. On the site, there's like a little intro video from me. There's actually a thing you can click as a free course for chiropractors, which is free. There's also a link just to enroll. So you can do whatever. You can go on, you can watch the video, play around the website a little bit, sign up for the free course. At the end of the free course, you'll have a chance to enroll, or maybe you're just so inspired you just want to enroll now. All those links are there. That's number 1. Number 2, I do teach live events, which in fact I'm in Vegas now teaching a live event. The live events are open to Zone School and non-Zone School members alike. So a lot of Zone School members, they take the live seminars. A lot of non-Zone School members take the live seminars. I will say that 95% of non-Zone School members who take a live seminar end up signing up for Zone School, but they don't have to. Just simply email me, Dr. Pete at zonetechnique.com. Dr. Pete at zonetechnique.com. Say, hey, Dr. Pete, I saw your thing with Dr. Tabor. I want to come to, Dallas, whatever. When is it? And I'll email you back the link to sign up for that.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks, Dr. Goldman. I appreciate you spending your time sharing your information with us. And it's zonetechnique.com. Is that correct?
Yes, zonetechnique.com.
And we can even put a link below this video when we get done here. So any closing remarks, maybe, what some doctors are experiencing when they add zone technique to their office, or what some docs that are listening might expect when they do be able to add.
I have some closing remarks on that thing. Dr. Tabor, and I'm not saying this as some kind of promotional thing, or I'm not making it up, nor am I exaggerating at all. I think I'm under exaggerating. I've heard hundreds of times I don't know if it's 200, 300, 150. I don't know. I've heard hundreds of times from people in zone school this, Dr. Pete, this is the best decision I've made in my healing career. Or Dr. Pete, I already was a high level AK doc or SOT doc or network doc or Gonstead doc. Now I'm spending 1/10 of the time with a patient and getting 10 times better healing results. I've heard that again and again. Nice. I've heard, Dr. Pete, my practice has has grown 3 times the size since I joined Zone School. Not because I'm teaching practice management, because I don't, but because the results get so spectacular, the referrals get in like crazy. So what they can expect is to be thrilled. And as a matter of fact, Zone Technique is 100% money back guarantee. We have 550 chiropractors worldwide in it so far. I've only given 9 refunds, so it doesn't happen too much. But just so you know, if someone's like, "Yeah, I think this sounds really good. I like it. I'll try it," and you go to the website and you buy it. I mean, obviously, it's a business expense. Write it off, obviously. Save some money on your taxes, of course. With that said, if you're in it and you're like, "Oh, it sounded good, but I don't really like it," we'll just get a refund. We just credit you on your credit card the exact amount you paid, so you don't lose anything, or we don't deduct the credit card fee or whatever. So either join and be totally thrilled, or don't like it and it's free.
Awesome. I love that. Sounds more than fair. And I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you taking your time, being a guest here. Dr. Tim says, what's up? Hey, thanks for being on. And we'll stay in touch. All right.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Sincerely. Thank you very much.